What is up to all my gladiators out there? I'm Shmuriel. Thank you for stopping by for a scandal recap episode titled People Like Me. We have 3 episodes left until the series finale. Oh, I'm so excited to see how it will all end. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and get into the recap of this episode, again titled People Like Me. So Mellie has declared war on Cyrus. She is not trying to take the fall for an attempted murder that she did not commit. So she has met with Liv in this bunker tunnel slash situation, and she's like, look, I need you on my team. You know, I know we were beefing for a minute, but I need you, because basically she has really no one on her team, so to speak. Jake's not here for it. Cyrus is trying to get her impeached, so she needs her white hat, she needs her gladiator. So she's asking Liv to be back on Team Mellie, and she's asking her to have Cyrus killed. Or she's asking her to kill Cyrus. I don't really know which way I don't think she cares how it's done as long as Olivia is involved in some way. Mellie wants Cyrus gone. Okay, so even though there's still a little bit of beef between Quinn and some of the QPA crew, they're working together right now because their goal is to clear Charlie's name and get Cyrus handled once and for all. So Liv is trying to get a hold of Cyrus. She's trying to get a meeting with him. She wants to get a meeting with him so she can talk him out of this crazy plan that he has. Liv and Quinn have since kind of sort of kissed and made up because, again, they are working together right now. They have a common mission in mind, which is to save Charlie and handle, what's his name? Cyrus. So because Liv is Liv, she does get her meeting with Cyrus, the vice president, which I find it to be kind of, well, no, she had to go about it a sneaky way, but she manages to get her meeting with Cyrus. She basically lets him know that she's onto him, and she tells him to stop this plan he has to get Mellie impeached, and he is like, no. So during their meeting, he doesn't just tell her no and walks away. They're in a room, like a secret meeting room together, if you will, because he thought that he was meeting someone else. That's how Liv managed to get her time with Cyrus, by using the secret communication method with him. And I can't remember that guy's title. I put it down here. But she basically used the same method of contact that guy used in order to lure Cyrus to this meeting place. So they're down there, no one knows where Cyrus is, and they're drinking wine because that, you know, Cyrus and Liv used to be friends, and that was one of the things they would do together, was sit around and like not really Netflix, but, you know, chill and have wine or whatever. So that's what they're doing. They're drinking wine, just kind of talking. And we find out, thanks to Huck, Liv has 3 bottles of wine. There are 2 that are like a certain year, and then there's one that's a year that's different than the other 2 bottles. And we find out the reason behind that is because the bottle that's different is poison. So she's trying to follow through with Mellie's request to kill Cyrus by poisoning him with wine. Or by putting poison in the wine. You know what I'm saying? So when Huck realizes what Liv is up to and that she's poisoned the wine, Huck is starting to feel really, I guess, nostalgic, if you will. He is seeing things that the way Olivia has been behaving lately is good for us and good for her people, because she seems to be kind of coming back to us, if you will. So Huck, when he realizes her plan to kill Cyrus with this wine, he's like, I just got you back. Can you please not, you know, shit on my hopes and dreams by killing the vice president of the United States? But Liv is like, look, I'm Team Mellie. I got to do this. You know, Mellie didn't do it. I got to do what I got to do. So remember how Air Force 2 was hijacked and Cyrus is trying to finger Charlie for hijacking the plane? Well, Quinn and Red, what is her real name? Abby, are hacking. And they end up linking the real hacker, the guy who actually hijacked the plane, who was hired by Cyrus, and he's dead. It looks like he overdosed, and I'm pretty sure that's courtesy of Cyrus Rutherford Bean. So meanwhile, we go back to Liv and Cyrus in this holding place, this meeting room. She's about to give him the wine, and right before she does it, Jake comes in. Somehow, I guess Jake knew what they were up to. It took them a while, and by them I mean Jake and the guy that Cyrus normally meets in that place where he was with Liv. It took them a while to find Cyrus because, again, they're like in the secret meeting place. When he does, he realizes what Liv is up to. Not exactly sure how he found that out, but I mean, whatever. Obviously, he knows Liv well enough to know that if she knows that something shady is going on, she's not just going to be like, oh yeah, go ahead and let Melly go down for a crime she didn't commit and get her impeached. Yes, that's perfectly fine. He's not going to let that go down. So anyway, he finds where they are. He goes to Liv and he's like, you know, stop this. You're not a killer, even though I don't think he knows about that guy that she beat to death with the chair. Was he there for that? I don't know. But so obviously she has it in her. He tells her she's not a killer, and he's like, you know, if you're really about that life, then prove it. He gives her a gun. He's like, I know it's a little more messy than wine, but here's a gun. Kill me while you're at it. So he puts the gun in his mouth. It was a very awkward scene to watch, but it happened. Obviously, Liv didn't kill Jake. She didn't kill Cyrus, and they both leave the secret holding room. Oh, but before he leaves the room where Cyrus and Liv were, he's like, people like you get to stay clean because there's people like me who do the dirty work for people like you and for people like Melly. Basically saying they're not about that life. People like Jake and Cyrus are about that life, and you know, he's telling Liv she's out of her league. Liv has to go break the news to Melly to tell him that despite her lack of trying, she did not kill Cyrus. And Melly's like, you know what, it's cool. It is what it is. I just need to know that despite all this craziness that's going on right now, that you have my back. I need you to be Team Melly. These obviously weren't her exact words, but that's pretty much the gist. Liv lets her know, I got your back. You know, we in this together, girl power, all that jazz. So now it's Liv and Melly versus Jake and Cyrus. Oh, and then just because it wouldn't be an episode of Scandal without this, and I feel like it's been a while since we've seen this, Liv shows up to Fitz's house. She has some liquor and they have some sex. So obviously, again, they're kind of putting them back on the right track so they can end up together, or at least that's what I'm hoping. So yeah, so Liv and Fitz are getting it in. So Jake done killed his wife. I'm not surprised. They weren't, well, first off, Jake is crazy. Second, I can't even remember why they got married in the first place. I think it was just like a good, like for the optics, like it was just good for him to be in whatever position he was at the time they got married, for him to have a wife. I'm not exactly sure why, but they obviously never loved each other. I mean, clearly he killed her. But yeah, so Jake's wife's dead, and here's why. She finds out that Melly has been summoned. Obviously, Jake is Melly's right hand, so she's like, hey, if the president is in trouble, what does this mean for you? More importantly, what does this mean for me? So she's like, you know, I need to know that despite what's going on, that you, mainly me, are gonna be okay. And Jake's like, I got it under control. Don't worry your pretty little head about it, whatever. So as things continue to play out, she's getting more and more anxious about the situation. And she makes some kind of comment like, I was supposed to be Jackie Kennedy. Instead, I'm married to the vice president's bitch. Obviously, that didn't go over very well because she ended up with her head, blood coming from her head on the floor. So don't be mean to Jake because he will kill you. So I think Jake has been having, I think what his wife said to him really struck, I mean, obviously it struck a chord, obviously. But I mean, not only that, so I remember when Cyrus first approached Jake about them working, or he said he wanted Jake to work for him. And Jake was like, well, why do you think I would ever work for you? So I think that Cyrus was feeling some sort of way about his wife calling him the vice president's bitch. And he was also feeling some way about Cyrus thinking that he was working for him, because Jake has kind of gone rogue from the already rogue plan that he's involved himself in with the vice president. So he's basically tried to arrange it so that not only will Melly get impeached, but he's trying to get Olivia in trouble, get her in trouble, I mean, which is true, but whatever. He's trying to get her in trouble for the assassination of the president of Basharan, aka Rashad. So again, he and Cyrus were on this crazy ride, and now he seems to have gone off the, you know, he's not following the GPS. He's, you know, and Cyrus is steady trying to recalculate the route because Jake is on one. So I feel like he's just kind of taking this, you know, y'all taking me for granted, y'all using me for your dirty work, and I'm here to let you know I'm nobody's bitch, a little far. So yeah, so now again, it really seems to be Cyrus and Jake kind of in competition with each other, and then also in competition with Melly and Liv. So again, that's, we have 2 episodes. No, is it 3? Yes, we have 2 or 3. I'm so confused as to how many episodes are left, but we're nearing an end. So it's getting crazy, and I really feel like they're setting it up so you really don't know what to think about any of this. So we shall see how it all ends. So I thank you so much for stopping by and watching and listening to me ramble about Scandal. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.